dájú ẹsẹ̀ wọn bọ́ sẹ́sẹ̀ sójú.
If you want to see facial hair that looks like pubic hair, a most beautiful maiden in the village that isn't even the most beautiful girl among her 3 friends, battles that look like they weren't written by 3 12-year-olds in boarding house, and some really awesome Yoruba dialogue that makes you just want to visit Ibadan, House of Gaa is the movie for you. This piece of work was directed by Bolanle Austin Peters and released on Netflix in July 2024. I'm a big fan of African Magic Yoruba in general, so I just knew that Bolanle wouldn't disappoint me, even though I had never heard of her before. House of Gaa was filmed in Yoruba language and is loosely based on a mad prime minister from the old Oyo Empire in the 1700s played by Femi Branch. I don't know if I have to give it to the costume department or something, but I still don't believe that these two are actually the same people. Before I do a short recap, I just want to say Femi Branch is an awesome actor. I love his acting so much in this movie, and he made me fall in love with the flirtiness of Yoruba, especially in this particular action scene that I love so much. It was actually my first time seeing him, so I had no preconceived notions of his skills until now. So I'll do a very short recap of the movie, and then I'll give you my verdict at the end. It's a 2-hour long movie, so I decided to really condense it for the purposes of this video. So House of Gaa is a movie about, well, Gaa, a warrior turned prime minister in the old Oyo kingdom who thinks he has a monopoly on madness. As prime minister, he leads a council of kingmakers and basically just bullies them into electing and firing Alafin after Alafin who wouldn't do his bidding. The guy is like really power drunk, but the filmmakers tried to humanize him by giving him this really weird storyline where he doesn't want to sleep with his slave Nupe girl until she gives him his heart. I was just confused at that one. So the movie is told through the perspective of his youngest son, Oyemekun, who is barely present in the vicinity when the main bits of the story is actually happening. So I don't really know how the coward is narrating the bloody thing. He has this whiny storyline where he's in love with some maiden, but just keeps quiet while his brother and father actually marry her. So I guess he has never heard that the closed mouth is a closed destiny. House of Gaa had a lot of great scenes, but there was a particular scene that made the whole experience worth it for me. The Yoruba here in this midnight scene just made me feel butterflies in my stomach. Or maybe that was just diarrhea. I don't know who cast Adeniyi Johnson in this movie because his aura as an Alafin did not aura at all. Gaa gets paralyzed when a juju he cast on the powerful Alafin came back to sender, and he had to sacrifice the most beautiful girl in the village before he could get the most beautiful girl in the village before he could get well. Same girl who happened to be his son's lover. All hell is let loose and war breaks out, which leads to Gaa being humiliated and burned at the stake. So his entire family is wiped out during the course of the battle, except for this dumb storyteller's son that escapes at the end and changes into a Muslim name to escape detection. So that was a very short recap of a 2-hour long Yoruba epic, which is pretty interesting to look at. But yeah, so I shall give you my verdict now. So in general, I think that the plot, I will give it a 2.5/5 because the storyline was just mostly straightforward and there was barely any crossover. No plot twist or anything especially surprising or interesting. I would give the editing 2/5 because I didn't like the transitions and they made me think of Tales by Moonlight. The editors decided to go with this soft fade out that made me think it was all a bit amateurish. It was also edited in such a way that the stories didn't really flow into each other. You get the impression that you are watching different movies, especially as the characters are so many and there are so many things to keep up. The cinematography and production design looked really high quality. I really liked the setting and the location, and some of the drone shots, were really nice, especially since I was not looking at Lekki Ikoyi Bridge. For the dialogue, I had to put this category because I thought it was pretty awesome. So 4/5 because it was flavorful with all the proverbs and floweriness of the Yoruba language. Like it made me just want to be Yoruba for like a second. For the fight choreography and editing, I loved it. Not the best, but certainly ambitious for Nigerian standards. So it was a 4.5/5 for me. I thought the movie was in general a really ambitious effort. Not perfect, but I hope the director does more of these stories because we really do need to see them told. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a like, a share, a comment, a subscribe, anything. If you have any particular suggestions for a movie review you want to see, you can also drop it in the comment and I might just get back to you. Thank you very much. See you next time.